As more and more turmoil begins to grip the Department of Homeland Security under Kristi Noem's leadership, we're starting to learn a hell of a lot more about how horrible she is, both as a human being and a government official. Multiple sources from the United States Coast Guard recently spoke to NBC News, and they informed NBC News of a little incident that happened last February, shortly after Kristi Noem was confirmed as Secretary of Department of Homeland Security. So within just days of being on the job, there was an unfortunate incident in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of the United States. And a Coast Guard official was lost at sea. He had fallen overboard. So the Coast Guard did what the Coast Guard does, and they sent their aircraft out there to go find this human being so that he didn't drown or get eaten. Kristi Noem, days on the job, calls him up and says, "Hey, I know we got a missing guy out there, but I need you to turn around the C-130 plane that you've sent out there because I need it to round up some migrants." The plane was en route to find this missing Coast Guard official and was ordered to turn around because Kristi Noem had a group of people she wanted to fly out of the country really quick. As if that couldn't wait. She made the conscious choice to leave an American service member floating in the middle of the Pacific Ocean because she was so desperate to enact her cruelty agenda. She wanted to deport people. I don't care that you're trying to rescue somebody. Luckily, as the plane had been diverted and was headed towards Kristi Noem, the Coast Guard then informed her, "Hey, Kristi, we found some other planes. You can use these. Can we please send that pilot back for search and rescue?" And she agreed. Because she had 2 new planes now instead of just the one, she could deport even more people. Hell yeah, I'll take that deal every day. So the C-130 then turned back around, went out there to perform the search and rescue. And luckily, based on what I've read, they did find the guy. He's alive, so thank God for that. But no thanks to Kristi Noem on that. It's not just that the cruelty is the point. Kristi Noem endangered the life of a U.S. service member so that she could be more cruel. Cruelty on top of cruelty. This seems like an impeachable offense. I don't know if it rises to the level of high crime and or misdemeanor, but this seems like the type of story, 1, that every American should know that happened. 2, every service member should remember for the rest of their lives, regardless of what branch you're in, that this is what Kristi Noem did. And 3, we need congressional inquiries. Why did you leave an American service member in the ocean to potentially die so that you could fly some migrants around on your illegal flights that judges have consistently ruled against? You made that choice, Kristi. And the American public deserves to know why. Have you, or someone you know, ever had your identity stolen, been a victim of fraud, or been hacked, scammed, doxxed? How does it make you feel that so much of your information is available for anyone to purchase? That's why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family and friends. Aura protects your privacy by identifying data brokers who are selling your information. Aura takes care of the hard part, automatically removing your information from these sites and, most importantly, keeping it off. There are a lot of services that offer this too, but none of them offer as many features as Aura and for the same price. Aura is all-in-one digital security. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked, but then leaving the back door wide open. You get alerts if your personal information is found on the dark web. They provide real-time fraud alerts for both credit and banking. They have 24/7 monitoring to help keep your identity secure. They provide a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, you name it. And they have US-based support available around the clock if something does go wrong. And if anything does happen, Aura includes $5 million in identity theft insurance protection. And they have US fraud experts that are ready to help you 24/7. It's one app that provides every layer of protection. I don't want to leave myself vulnerable online, and you shouldn't either. And that's why I personally use Aura. Try it for yourself. Go to aura.com/Farron to try 14 days for free. That's enough time for Aura to start scrubbing your personal information off these data broker sites without you having to lift a finger.